6 Summer's coming up. Hey, if you can't make it to Byron, coming up Sunday Byron and 6 Summer the whole time. I mean, go grab your stuff, go grab any ticket you buy, spectator tickets, get you entries towards the GTO giveaway. So remember, that's still going on. There's about a week left in that giveaway and you can win the GTO. If you can't make it to the event, once again, we're not sponsored by, I mean, I always say the green powder. I don't know what else their crap is, but Temu stuff or any of that stuff. Go to the website, grab some merch. Every dollar you spend gets you an entry for the GTO. Just drive your shit, which, you know what? The Cheap Car Challenge is all about that. We do have, this is the Chevrolet version. You also have, we have a Mopar version and a Ford version. Just drive your shit combo pack. You know what? That gets you 50 entries. Get over to the website, grab that stuff, and, you know, on to the rest of the Cheap Car Challenge build.
How was your first drive, Tom?
It's alive.
Yes.
It pulled out under its own power.
Yes.
The day before the event.
All right, so first drive, we got it out of the shop, and now we're heading over to Billy's to dyno it. We actually don't have one of our trailers here, so I mean, I guess first drive on semi-tune to try and make it over to Billy's. It's probably half an hour away. And we got Rick, Drunk for Big 3, coming, meeting us at Billy Briggs so that we can throw it on the dyno, try and get a good baseline tune to it, and yeah, hopefully all good. We'll see. All good, Andy?
Good, I'm good.
A few moments later.
Water pump wasn't on.
Oh, serious?
I had the fans on, but not the water pump. I didn't realize I needed the water pump separate.
Yeah, well, fancy.
Doesn't seem bad. I mean, it's driving fine. It's
Brakes
driver
okay.
error.
Brakes okay.
Yeah, they're a little soft,
It's slimy still, yeah.
but freaking driver error.
Again.
12 seconds later.
Next, red hot. But yet the radiator's cool. Everything's cool. Like it should be if I'm circulating the pump. It all should be an even temperature.
But you're also preheating the water with the exhaust going in.
Feel that? Cold, cold, ice cold, ice cold. That's red hot, see? That'll be transfer from that.
Right.
Bottom of the radiator's ice cold. Thermostat wouldn't be backwards. Still open under heat, huh?
I'm in here. The only thing it could be is thermostat, or there is a giant air pump.
Okay. Which I think we're going to jump it up. Because that's higher than... Cool. Just watch it jumping. that's got to be the...
Yeah. It just won't work as well.
First trip hasn't gone so well. We've only made it a couple minutes.
I think it's backwards. It feels weird. It's cold underneath, hot on top. Red hot. We'll just pop the cap, see which way it's flowing. Oh, what if it's thermostat shut? Thermostat might be upside down. You lost a fair bit up the road there.
Just slowly starts creeping up. That's 215. I finally stopped it.
Probably got an airlock still in there. What do you think, Hayden? If we reversed off the side of the... get some angle on the motor, get some more water in.
But I mean, it held until I sat at that traffic light forever. I mean, I was 185.
And it stayed there, yeah.
So, but then at that traffic light, it just kept creeping up to where it was like 195, 197, and then after that, it just, I thought maybe once I get moving, it'll put some airflow across it, and then...
Those fans aren't really good enough.
So I own a property where the neighbors called the the city on me, so about a fence, and I have to be there at 1:30. It's 12:45, and the judge doesn't care what I give him an excuse of.
There you go. A lot of cooling issues, but oh really? What's going on? It doesn't cool.
Thermostat's higher than the next, so it might have a big airlock in there somewhere.
So we have the imitation Palm Bailey doing the tuning. So we got Rick from Big 3 trying to get us a nice little street tune in here so that we don't look like idiots when we pull out of the first parking lot, like we did on the drive over here. But we'll fix the cooling issues. And then hopefully get a little bit of a race tune, even though we don't have the right jets, but at least we can squirt some nitrous and show that it all works. There you go. All Rick's thinking about is burnouts, checkpoint burnouts. So that's the 93 octane tune. And so that made 524. So just say 525 to the tire, 470 foot-pounds of torque. Yeah, no race setup. That is a 93 octane pump gas deal. So that's where that is. That's where that's at to the tires. So we're gonna now we got to change the plugs, go to colder plugs, change the fuel over to C16, and turn on the nitrous bottle. Well, first we'll run it on C16, then turn on the nitrous bottle, and hey, see what we got. Still running.
He's gonna get it.
pick up 80 horse with that. Nitrous pressure is a little low from us screwing with all the leaks and all that crap. So trying to warm the bottle up, see if we can get it up over 900. And then make another pass with it, or another pull with it to kind of see where we're at with a true shot. And I mean, we're supposed to be at 950 or whatever for that. So you warm the bottle. I mean, I suppose if we had a bottle warmer, it'd be a lot better, but I guess we do. So went to a little bit bigger jet on there, which was a small jet. We're gonna pull some plugs out now. So now it was 720. What was it? 722. 722 to the tire with, that was maybe the equivalent of a 150 shot. So, but check some plugs and see where we're at. Like we don't believe anything, but we're thinking 750 to the tire should be an 850 pass. So that's only kit number 1 with a baby shot. So Florida boys, we're coming for you. See what that run made, but we ran the one kit. It was roughly 720 to the tire. So now, rather than kick on both kits, because we don't know if we'll need them or not, so therefore now we just did that pull on the other kit just to see, and they're pretty equivalent to what they're putting out. I mean, we'll see what power that did. That one should be a little bit smaller shot, but we'll see what that did. And then now if we need to, we get in a bind or whatever, we do have both kits available. And actually I think one is on the button, so depending on what we got going with those turbo cars, I mean, can determine from there as to whether or not we need a scramble button or not. But let's see. That one actually still had the smaller jet than I thought, so that one picked up about 60 horsepower, because it's right around 600. We were roughly 530, 540, so just NA. So we know that kit right now, that's what that's at. And now the combination of both kits, I mean, that I don't know if it's equal math, and you just add the two changes together. Not enough of a nitrous person to know, but we do know both kits work now. So if we need them, we do have them, and I guess we do have the ability of one big, one small. So we'll see. All went good on the dyno, but then we pull off, and now can't do a burnout with it because the converter that we got is too tight. So we're gonna actually be on the dirt mall hunt for a looser converter, because we can't even get up on the trans brake right now with it. We would literally have to spray it to get on the trans brake. And that's probably not a good option. So now we got to number, yeah, 6,257.
You come and see our list we put. Got back from the dyno at like nearly midnight last night. Car gets loaded at 1 o'clock today, so we had to do a bit of a short list. Still got a nut for the rocker cover.
We didn't do anything.
Got to stiffen it up a bit more. Cam sink there. Just a rocker cover nut, that's it. Done.
Done.
You can peel that off. Got your lash, hot and cold lash there worked out. Written up on the front there, I think. 79, 29, 27, 25, 23. That come off. Cool.
I don't know what you want from me. Car runs. It's done. That's it.
Bob said to check the spindle nuts. Actually got a pin in them. This one's pinned.
You don't have any footage of last night us driving home. We were able to make it back in 3 stops versus the 6 stops that it took us on the way there. So number one, I remember to turn on the water pump, so maybe that helped. That maybe eliminated one of the stops, but still overheating. So Bobby made a new shroud for us yesterday, so we changed the stuff with the fan configuration, and yep, I gotta add that to the budget. But I am gonna go through all the budget with you to show you exactly where we're at, because literally I think Cleetus owes me money right now. And so we're gonna be down to collect that for the beginning, because we can use that for gas money for the week while we're there. Because I think, I swear in one of his videos, he said every dollar you are under 10, I'll give that to you in cash on day one. So I think, I swear, it was there somewhere. But, so if anybody knows where that clip is, please send it to me, because I need to use that to be able to cash in on our extra budget. Converter stuff, couldn't do a burnout. So don't think we can still do a burnout, because everything's the same. We decided to just, we're gonna lower the launch RPM and bring the nitrous in right away and play with that to try and overcome our tight converter. I mean, when you get something off Temu, I mean, you don't know what you're gonna get. So like, obviously, like anything you buy used, everybody tells you it is exactly what you're looking for. Well, this was exactly what we needed based on what we were doing, and you see how that worked out. So don't believe anybody on Marketplace, because they are all liars. They will tell you whatever you want to hear until you give them your money. We're hoping with the new fan shroud that our cooling's magically fixed. Andy jacked up the front of it. He actually did put a petcock in there, so that if we did have if we'd have an air pocket, we can get that out of there, or hopefully that's out of there. There was a big list that they were checking off, so you probably saw that somewhere in here, because I think B came and recorded that when I was doing something else. Pilot's here loading up. They got some of the Dodge vehicles loaded, the giveaway GTOs on there, and then they're waiting for us with this, and we can get this loaded. And once we get this loaded and all on the way, I will take you through the budget step by step, so you can see all that. But what else? What other big issues do we have? We rebled the brakes. Hopefully those are good. We still have a tight converter. We still don't know if we're going to overheat. And hey, but it does run and drive. It just may take us a very long time to go from point A to point B, because we can only go for about 15 minutes and then we got to stop and let it cool down. That's worst case scenario. Best case scenario is everything's magically fixed, or we figure out how to fix it, and it'll be smooth riding all week. What else? I think that's it. So now I'll take you to the budget after we get this loaded, and we will see you Sunday. No, I mean 6 summer. Come there. It is going to be a great time. It is going to be an epic week, and we're going to take home the cake. So no way we're not going to win this thing. right, so now to go through the budget, there's been some confusion in there, so we want to make sure that we got ourselves a whiteboard and we got pages of notes to go through how all this arithmetic works to be where we're at, because right now we got money left, so we're going to be eating steaks all week. Let's start where we were. Car. We paid $4,500 for the car. We had the O'Reilly fuel pump that we spent $170. We had the nitrous stuff, all that top fuel nitrous stuff that we got. That was $420. And then fittings, crap like that or whatever was another $240. So
Do your better.
So we were at $53.30 is where we ended up with at sick week. So this was our starting deal. Now, we got back, we pulled the small block out, we traded the small block. So we traded the small block for a big block and $500 in merch. So we got $53.30, we're still there, we did $500 in merch, and because that's a sponsorship deal or whatever, we only have to count for half that, so we only have to count for $250 of the merch. So that takes us to $55.80 is where we're at. And that is taken away because still the big block is for safety. So therefore, I feel like if that math is correct, that small block was worth $3,500. So we would take that $3,500 off there because we did a safety upgrade. Our budget right now, we would only be at $2,000 based on my math. $2,080. So if we're at $2,080 is all that we got into it. Well, I'll claim the big block for you guys. So let's go back to the $55.80. So we are at $55.80. Now we sold the O'Reilly fuel pump, got $100 for that. So minus that $54.80. We sold the rear end out of the car. Rear end with all the attachment, like it had a good suspension and everything in it, so it was a good deal. It had one of those, what do you call those long
third
things?
link thing, eh?
Third link deal or whatever. I don't know. So, but we got $2,500 for that. So minus another $2,500. That takes us down to, we are now at $29.80 is where we're at. Page 2. Now, if you recall from the other video, our car came with 2 rear ends. There was the one rear end in the back of it, and then the other rear end that was on the car. So we sold that rear end, disc brake rear end. I mean, that's good stuff for a Gen 3. So we got $800 for that. So we got to subtract another $800. So now, I'll just start up here at the top. We are at $21.80 is where we're at on budget. So right now, we got the car, we got the big block, and the only thing we don't have is a rear end for the car. And we're only at $21.80. Now, there was a wrecked 3rd gen, and we were able to pick up the rear end out of that wreck. And it was cool, it was a 9-inch deal, it was already set up for a 3rd gen, and I mean, it came with the, whatever that triangulated bar is, I don't know.
Third link.
Third link, there you go. Came with the 3rd link and everything. We got that for $3,100. So that takes us to $52.80 is where we are at, and we have everything for our car at this point. Now, here's the great thing about it. It had TBM brakes on it already. And TBM brakes count as one of our safety upgrades. So I went on the website, the TBM kit for that is I'll just say $1,300 even. So now we get to subtract that off of there, and now we are at $39.80, and we have a whole car for $39.80. Now, we bought a new converter, that was $600, and we sold the old converter, minus $200, so $400. So now, $43.80 is where we're at. So now we're at $43.80 with that converter. We got a used valve body for $350 for the transmission. That took us up to $47.30. We got another nitrous solenoid to be able to go faster, of course. So we spent $150 on that. So now we are at $48.80. see where this is going? We have a badass car, and we're less than $5,000 still. We got 4880 in there. So we needed Aeromotive stuff, so we got some Aeromotive stuff, and that was all sponsored stuff from Aeromotive. Regulator, a couple regulators pump, and that was $800 value, so we only have to claim half of that, so we got to claim 400 bucks. So now we are at 5280. Now we did need some fittings, and I was at a race, and there was this racer, whatever, an old guy, and he was going to get rid of a bunch of stuff, so he gave it to me. We'll cut to that clip right now. The old guy said he was throwing away when he got home. That does not count for budget. So here's that clip.
Hey, I got a box of fittings and hoses. If you want this, you can have it, because when I get home, I'm going to throw it away anyways.
So as you can see, that stuff didn't cost us anything. We got all the fittings, and he gave us some line with it too, because he had that stuff laying around. So we're good there. Now we bought the Holley Terminator. We're at this 5280. Well, we got sponsored the Holley Terminator system. So Terminator with the Dominator throttle body, coil on plug or coil near plug. Good deal. There's $2,500 worth of parts, but we only have to claim $1,250 of it because you know what? They said half of sponsored parts. That takes us to, we are now at 6530 is where we're at. Well shit, we have everything there. So we are at, and this is actually taking credit for that dang big block that I still think is safety. So we are at 6580. Now we got the Temu headers were $330. We got the Amazon radiator was 300 bucks. Came with the shroud. Catch cans. How much those Motion catch cans go for? We only got to claim half of it. How much? Because we did have a Temu catch can on there, but we thought that like that might be bad.
Probably
so
300.
we switched to that. So all right. So I mean, we'll take half of that. We had $150, and that is for the catch can we had to put on it. Now, here's the good thing though. Aiden.
Safety.
Oh yeah, the catch can safety.
Screw that catch can.
All right, so we don't need the catch can on there because that's for safety, because the Temu one, we were afraid we might oil down the track. We also have a diaper on there. Obviously, that's safety. Roll cage safety.
Front suspension safety.
So, front suspension all good. Parachute. I mean, that's it. Like, so all that stuff's in there. Here's where we're at now. Got to add that 300 bucks on there. Now, Aiden did the wiring on the system, and you said you spent about 100 bucks in supplies for wiring. So that was about $100 worth. Now he 3D printed, because normally we put a smart wire in there, but Aiden built his own smart wire out of everything, fuse board and everything. He 3D printed it. So we got to take account for all the stuff he 3D printed. That is 89 cents. So there's 89 cents worth of plastic and the stuff that he printed. We're going to make sure we account for that. We also got sponsored on Lexan windows. I mean, to me that's safety though, because the back glass on those is known to shatter. People told me multiple times that would be bad for the track. Front glass was all cracked and I mean wasn't safe anyway. So the Lexan windows, I mean those are safety, so we don't have to account for those. So right now, if we take this, and man, I didn't do the final math, I probably should have, but so there's 630, 730, 730 and 89 cents. So plus 730, so that is 72, 73.10. So we got 73.10 and 89 cents. 73.10, 89 cents. So that to me tells me that old Cleetus there, once again, I think in one of his videos he said every dollar you are under 10 grand, you get that in cash on the first day. So I'm gonna go and ask him, because he owes us $2,690 in cash, so that we have that money to spend on our budget throughout the week. And I don't even know what we could upgrade.
There's a couple cents missing there.
Oh yeah, 11 cents. So 26.89 and 11 cents is our budget that's left on it right now. So we are way under the 10 grand. And I can't think of anything that we have not accounted for, because we just actually loaded up on the truck. Oh,
Catch can, jerry can,
so
$5.
yeah, we have the $5 can. That was in our supplies though from the first trip. But We decided to double the air cleaners, so I did go buy that air cleaner. That was $15. So we got another air cleaner on there. That's 15 bucks off. But you can see the math. We got plenty of budget left on this thing, and I mean that's where we're at. And some of this stuff, I mean, I feel like
We're still under the 75 from the first time.
well, yeah, and
They upped it to 10.
I just think that they're being kind of Karens about some of this stuff on telling me that I can't do some of the stuff with safety, because like a lot of this stuff truly is safety. And I mean, if we take that other $3,500 off, that's the safety upgrade for the engine, because obviously you cannot put the nitrous that we need to a small block, so completely safety. We could take another 3,500 bucks off there, and I mean, shit, we're down under $4,000 that we have invested in this whole thing. We just loaded it on the trailer, we got a tight converter, and we got a full nitrous bottle, and we'll see what happens. But there's our budget, and hey, we'll see you at 6 Summer.